You mentioned fear as a common reaction. We all in our lives, personal, professional, we've experienced change and we've somehow come through the other end of it. Why does people still react with fear? And how do you help them with that?
Well, again, I don't know if it's more or less than it's ever been, but because there's so much information available now, I think in the old days, you kind of didn't know what was going on in a lot of cases. And so you weren't worried about things because you couldn't see them and you couldn't absorb them and understand them. Whereas now, everything is public and everything is immediate. And, if you think about government, I mean, something happens in North Korea and we find out about it seconds later. I think in the 50s and 60s and 70s and maybe even in the 80s, it could have happened and we never would have known about it. Now it shows up on our TV screen or on our mobile phone. And I think there's just that rising awareness of risk just, I think, helps drive a rising fear of, oh my goodness, I mean, I never knew that problem existed. And now maybe it impacts me. And I'm not sure I'm happier knowing than I didn't know.
Wow, that's a really insightful point, Jay. I had not considered that what you're saying, I think, is that not only do people have to grapple with the change that is impacting them directly, to your point, but now they're also flooded with changes around the entire planet that they have to make a decision. Do I care about that or not? Does it impact me or not? Maybe it doesn't impact me, but I still care from a humanitarian perspective, for my kids, for the future. What does it mean for them? And that all of that piles on in addition to grappling with it for themselves.
I don't think it's a coincidence that every American president in my lifetime starts their term with a hair that's one color and ends their term with gray hair. And I think they'd all tell you that it's because what they know and what they have to think about and what they have to worry about and is much more than you or I. And I think that plays a large role.